Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining Candid Meena every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. Thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do hit the like button, share with friends, and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth at both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. We have Jaydev with us in this session. Welcome, Jaydev.
Good evening to all the viewers once again, and we have big news with regards to Ekta Kapoor, the Queen of Soap. So we'll come to that soon. So you can start with the news today.
Yeah. So before we start on the Ekta Kapoor, I just want to tell you something very interesting with regards to PFI, friends. Now, this is regarding the NIA and ED's recent raid conducted on PFI activists. In Kerala, a lot of stories are coming out on social media. Now, I can't vouch for the authenticity of the story, but it's quite an amusing one, and one which is highly circulated. It's a WhatsApp voice message exchanged by two activists of PFI. Since it's Malayalam, I'm not playing the message, but the conversation goes like this. Quote, "What is this happening? Look at the way they have infiltrated with spies into our business and households. How can NIA officers pose as Bengali laborers and work as butchers? They have been slaughtering chickens, goats, and even cattle. Do you mean to say that all these guys are working in our establishments like meat shops, plywood factories, and restaurants, and households as cooks? They were from NIA? No wonder this Doval guy is called a super cop. This fellow has even worked in Pakistan without being caught. So you can imagine his capacity. When we heard the call, Bolo Takbir, we tried to send messages through the WhatsApp, but the phones were all jammed. These laborers disappeared on the evening of the raid, and the whole place is without workers now. Just imagine these NIA officers sleeping with Bengali workers in their camps for the last 8 months." Unquote. I have no way of checking whether this is correct or not. Even if you know any NIA officer and ask him, he will only smile and will not confirm whether this is correct or not. It will be left to our imagination, like the way in which India TV's Rajat Sharma asked PM, "What happened for Pakistan to release our pilot, Abhinandan, so suddenly?" His answer was that what followed in the dark of the night will remain in the dark and should be allowed to remain there. But we have some other interesting news about the raids. There is a place called Iritupetta in the district of Idukki. Though the high-range districts are mainly Christian population, this particular place is a Muslim-dominated and controlled by totally PFI. You can't enter the area without the permission of PFI. During COVID times, when the health department wanted to conduct a study, they were not allowed inside, and a heavy contingent of armed police had to be called in. Several arrests by NIA were from this area. They drove straight to their houses in the early morning hours as if they were going to their in-laws' house without any guidance. They tried to raise an alarm by shouting Bolo Takbir. Though the neighborhood came running when they saw heavily armed central force and local police force, they went back. Mobile phones were all jammed, and hence they could not communicate. It was like another surgical strike. Generally, all political parties are happy about this, including Muslims. They all welcome the step because they know that these are very dangerous elements. One welcoming statement from Rahul Gandhi is that he said that the Congress won't support any party which believes in violence. A big thank you to you, Rahul, for that. But we don't know whether to really believe. Okay, so back to you, Jen. Let's see what Sexta is all about here.
Before that, with regards to the PFI, it's amazing how the central government, along with the NIA, they went undercover, posed as, common day laborers,
butchers and laborers,
as cooks, and this modus operandi is very much like how Ajit Doval, works. He used to be in Pakistan. He used to be an auto rickshaw driver. He used to be disguised as an auto rickshaw driver. He used to get all the intel reports, in Pakistan, and that's why he's such a fantastic, intelligence officer, for the central government. So hats off to him and the NIA in this particular case of, completely decimating the operations of the PFI. So let's take to the Toon Tales for today. So this is the Toon Tales for today, friends, and I think it is pretty self-explanatory.
So you have a prime minister hugging a cheetah. And see, if you're looking at India, these are just a few points. But India has changed completely after Modi ji's arrival as a prime minister. It has become a high tea hub, it's become an Ayurvedic hub, a yoga hub, a board for wild animals, as becoming corruption free. So there's a lot of things that our leader is doing, and we're proud of him, including the fact that, see, these cheetahs love him. So that's what the cartoon is all about. So friends, yeah. So let's move on to the next piece of news, Jerry.
Yeah, coming to the next piece of news is, I think, what everyone is waiting for here is with regards to Ekta Kapoor. And apparently, a court in Bihar's Begusarai issued an arrest warrant against producer Ekta Kapoor and her mother Shobha Kapoor on charges of allegedly insulting soldiers and hurting the sentiments of their family members in her web series Triple X Season 2. And the court issued a warrant after Ekta and Shobha Kapoor after they skipped the court summons. The matter is based on a complaint filed by Shambhu Kumar. He is an ex-serviceman who is a resident of Begusarai. The court had issued summons to them and asked them to appear before it on the basis of a complaint lodged by Shambhu Kumar. But they did not appear before the court, following which warrant was issued against them, said Advocate Rishikesh Pathak. Notably, cases against Ekta Kapoor were registered earlier also in other places related to the web series. And a FIR was registered against Ekta Kapoor and others in Indore for allegedly hurting religious feelings, insulting army personnel, and improper use of the national emblem in the web series Triple X Season 2. According to the police, the FIR was lodged at Annapurna Police Station in 2020 under several sections of the IPC Act and IT Act. Neeraj Yagnik, the complainant, said he lodged a complaint in the matter after watching an objectionable use of the national emblem and the army uniform in the web series. A similar kind of complaint was filed against producers Ekta and Shobha Kapoor in the Muzaffarpur court in Bihar for allegedly insulting army personnel and their family members in their Alt Balaji's Triple X web series. So she has a lot of complainants, and arrest warrant has been issued based on her series, the Triple X series on Alt Balaji, where army personnel, they have insulted army personnel in the web series and also the national emblem. So this is, I do hope, some action, may be taken based on the evidence and everything. And but as again, India is a land where generally the justice seems to favor the rich and powerful, and we have seen, if you look at history, that the rich and powerful always tend to get away with whatever they have done, whatever nefarious activities they have done, with the money power. So far, unfortunately, that's how the justice system has worked in the past so far. But we can be optimistic about the future, and let's hope that some action is taken in this particular case. So,
Yeah.
what do you make of this particular arrest warrant which
See,
is
this has
issued?
been going on, Jerry, for some time. There have been previous also there have been FIRs against her for the same thing. But what happens is she uses political clout to get away from
Yes.
it. Earlier there was a detailed story in the, I think it was in one of the papers, I think it was The Wire, in which, she was, Ekta Kapoor had a serial, sort of a contract with Doordarshan, and somehow they did not fulfill the clauses, and Doordarshan had sued them for many crores. And it was Smriti Irani apparently who had helped her. They said, the Wire says, I'm not so sure whether how much of it is the same, but they said that it was with Smriti Irani's interference that she got a clean chit there. Now, many times, see, this whole thing about Gandhi Baat and all these films that are being produced by Alt Balaji are all about sex. And they are, the very fact that they call it Alt Balaji. See, Balaji was all about Babiji and Saas and all these Smriti Irani types, okay? But with Alt Balaji, they started addressing the youngsters, which means that the mainly young men, single men. So they said that if they bring in sex, then we can keep the men engaged. Whether it is whether they have mobiles or tablets or whatever, we can keep them engaged. So they started this alternate sort of app where these people could just pay and get it. Now this is very similar to what Shilpa Shetty's husband is also doing. Now, see, what is most dangerous here, friends, this is something that you must note, is that these men and young men and women who come from different places, for example, this girl who got killed, Nikita Padari, she came from a village. She had no idea what the resort was doing in Haridwar. So it is women like her, young girls, young boys, who are brought in from villages, who are, who have good looks. Then what happens is they are slowly introduced into this very evil world of Ektas. And what happens is just like what Nivedita had said, they get drugged, they get, they are put in compromising positions, they are photographed, they are videographed, and then they are blackmailed. And then what happens in the films also, we heard that they have nudity clauses. Once you sign the clause, if you don't go nude, then they can go against you. Now, these young girls and boys, they don't have no idea. There is nothing to protect them. There is no law in Bollywood or this television industry to protect these people. So what happens is they are harassed. Goons are sent after them. They are living as it is in very, very poor circumstances. A lady was saying that she was living in an area just like a chawl because she didn't have money, And to make money, she has to continue working like a slave. So these are all sex slaves usually. So a lot of the people from the television industry, especially these serial people, have been also killed. Now all these stories we have run in our previous issues, in our previous videos. Please have a look at our older videos and see how models and actresses have been killed and then shown as suicides. So there is a very big thing going on, mission going on within the Bollywood. And unless after the PFI, if this is not cleansed, then God help India. Yeah, back to you, Jenny. Would you like to?
Yeah, let's take. Comments are pouring in every second. So
Yeah.
I'm happy that some action is taken against Ekta Kapoor. We have to have some respect, not have some respect. We have to completely respect, our army people and our nation. How will the youth learn respect if this is allowed to continue? Yes, well said, ENT, and I do hope some action is taken in this regard. Bollywood is a sex worker industry, says
Yes.
Maya. Along with mother-daughter duo, all those who helped Fekta to get Padmashri should also be booked. Yes, ministers, for aiding and abetment in fooling the people, bringing moral standards down. Yes, Maya. As once Minaji told that these Bollies and some dangerous association want to bring in immoral activities as normal. Family values to go away, culture to die, have sex with anyone. Yes, Jeevan, this is completely to break the social fabric of India, the traditional fabric, the family fabric. So
Jeevan, you will also note that this is happening in yesterday. I told you about Kenya. Kenya is also against gay relationships. They have warned Netflix that they will not show any serials that are showing gay relationships because their religion doesn't allow it. So it's happening now all over the world. People are putting their foot down. I hope India will also do it. Meena ma'am, autopsy of Ankita has hidden sexual abuse and rape. An eyewitness, elder lady, said that the body was in bad state with teeth broken. Autopsy was hush-hush, quick, along with final rites. That she was gang raped and that she was killed, allegedly killed and gang raped. There is no doubt about it, Vidya, because they did it in a very clandestine manner. There were 3 men against a weak young woman, okay, and she was pushed into the lake. So there's a lot of what you call sinister intentions that these boys had. And here also, friends, I would like to tell you that another couple came to expose the dirty happenings in that resort, where it was used for prostitution. And even that couple were forced to do prostitution. And if they didn't do it, they would be beaten up. So a lot of proof is coming out on why Ankita and other people are so scared of this BJP leader's son. Kalindi says, trust me, nothing will happen. They'll get their bail papers ready. This is the power of Bollywood with the Mumbai police. What happened with Ranveer Singh's nudity? FIR. Yes, if you just look at here also, Kalindi, if you look at some of the Instagram messages that the minister, Smriti Irani, puts, the first comment praising her is Ekta Kapoor's. So you see the kind of bonhomie, they share. So everything is in the hands of these politicians, just as what KRK said yesterday. He wants to quit because Bollywood big wigs have contacts with top people in the ministry. So it's not fair. The world is not fair.
Ekta Kapoor has spoiled image of Indian culture in TV series like showing extramarital affairs of married women with brother-in-law. Yes, Dhanashree, and this is to corrupt the Indian youth, and this is the pure intention. It is something like polluting the young minds of India
Yeah.
through by writing scripts like this, which corrupts them. Heard Deepika got hospitalized yesterday. Any idea why drugs? So,
Yes, could
see,
be possible. So this is a news that I'm hearing not only from you, but from many others that she was suddenly hospitalized. So it could be
but
one of the
yeah, Savitri, as you know, earlier she did admit that she was suffering from severe depression. So maybe because of depression, also maybe she might have landed up in the hospital. Ekta Kapoor is a dirty woman, very corruptive person, says Maya. Yes, and I really don't understand why, what's his name? Raj Kundra was, only singled out for bringing semi
that was
erotic
because
films.
he was not giving in to Vasuli. See, that time it was Vasuli, and maybe he did not pay the amount expected by the police. So that's why he would have been caught.
Yes.
So yeah.
Hi, Vijay, how are you? Yes, she made it a new normal as she herself is abnormal, says yes. It feels like Smriti is in the party to save her from all these gutter audience.
And all
Yes,
these gutter.
Ekta Kumar serial also bullshit and meaningless bad impact in our society. She's a crusade lady. I am so happy that when she has not been arrested as yet. Um, KRK arrest just before Brahmastra proof that they are very closely connected with politicians. Yes, Sharmila. The sacrifice Indian women make for a nation should be saluted. Yes. Why warrant for Ekta Kapoor? I missed some sessions. Yes, it's just a development which happened today. We have no censor board for OTT platforms. Yeah, coming to that, coming, there's no censor board for OTT platforms. This is a very good point, and I wonder why the censor board in India is quite lenient when it comes to films made by Bollywood, right? Why can't the censor board, say that the scenes in which Hindu gods or Hindu traditions are being mocked at, should not be allowed or should be edited out, right? Kundra and Ekta must be working in hand. I don't think they're in competition with one another, at least. Of course, you will suffer from depression playing with dad and son both on the sideline, says the Malayas. Okay, yeah. Also, Raj was producing out and out. Yes, that's what Kalindi. Like, I'm thinking, why only single out Raj Kundra? Even Ekta was, making semi-erotic films in all Balaji, right? Bullshit depression. Sorry, guys, for being that. What depression? Lovely parents. Too much fast life. Depression out of consuming this substance, right? The white substance. What we allegedly saw in that party, right? The party video with Karan Johar. So, how far this arrest will get into action is the question. No wonder Ekta will get away, says. Ekta will also awake now. The devastating truth will hit her when she looks into the mirror. Sushant Singh Rajput at work yet again. Yes, this whole movement is, thanks to the spirit of Sushant Singh Rajput. For anyone doing journalism, take a fun assignment. How many Padma awardees between 2006 to 14 having terror funding links? You will be amazed, says
Oh,
Vladimir.
very surprising. Yeah, we should look at that. And Smriti is foolish, pulling towards her for money power. Start with ban Ekta movies, OTT,
I
and
think
serials.
I think people are already boycotting her films. I mean, her serials as well, right? Because Pavitra Rashta too was not did not do well, and nor did the Lockup, serial series in which Kangana Ranaut was the host. That didn't do well as well. I have a deepest concern for depressed people. My heart goes out. Yes, they are spoiling the name of people who are actually suffering from depression in the country. So, on a lighter note, Mahesh Bhatt is dazzled by Brahmastra and called Ayan India's James James Cameron. Yeah, that's a good one.
So this is
Right.
a Titanic for him.
I think even Avatar 2 won't have a profit as much as Brahmastra. Someone said they look different than the dad and mom. Maybe Ekta is jumping jack and Rekha's child, and Sridevi and jumping jack's child maybe Tushar. Tushar. The farmhouses of these Gataudians must be full of skeletons. Yes, Tom and Jerry. So I really, wish that the center at some point of time, the way they, crack down on PFI, they should crack down on Bollywood also. I do have wish that happens sometime in the future. Ekta's father is evil in himself, wearing legendary clothes, says Nitish. Ranveer Singh and Deepika to part ways after 4 years of marriage.
Is
I
that
don't
some
know.
news you got, Vasanti? Please share it with us.
Maybe
I'm
in
an
the
army
future.
Yeah, I'm an army man's wife. I know the kind of life we lead. People sit in AC rooms in big city, know nothing about the hardships of the soldiers' families. Kind of balance army wife has to maintain. Good news. Yes, absolutely. So true. Anyone will get into depression if they had Ranveer as a husband. Just a joke.
Good one,
Justice
Shamila.
for Sushant Singh. Boycott Bollywood totally, forever. Boycott
Yes.
OTT totally. She is a very corrupt woman, yes. With Sri Devi may not be possible because Tushar was born in 76. And that time Sri Devi was only 14 and not in Hindi cinema. I just can't get over Sushant's sister who was sitting quietly. Look at Jia's mother at her age fighting for her daughter, says
Yes,
Kalindi.
Karan.
Newbie. Mal hai kya? We won't forget how she caught it. Lawyers to Goa and then got off with no consequences. Deepika and Ranveer Singh parting ways. Where did you hear
Yeah,
this?
yeah, Vasanti. From where do you get hear this? Yeah.
Kalindi Singh just can't get over Sushant Singh's sister. Yes. Uh, and the laughing joke is Jumping Jack wears Turkish eyes to ward off evil when he himself is evil. Deepika gets arrested if been doing drugs. Meena ma'am in multicolored dress today, so beautiful inside out, just like our goddesses are adorned and dressed up in the temple on festival. Thank you so much, Divya. But it's just, some days you just wonder what to wear and you just put it on without giving it much thought. Manjushri Verma. Yes, this is disgusting and agenda driven. I can totally understand.
Yes.
I may not be, I may not, it may not be with Sridevi, but they don't look an inch even like their dad or mom. I came to know from opera news.
Okay.
Ah, okay. Julie, you should have seen Deepika when the narco called her. She was so scared. Uh, yeah. Ekta is also promoting a superstition through a TV series and somewhat mocking Hindu culture, but no action from Information and Broadcast Ministry. I mean, how can we complain about this? See, Dhanashri, this woman has absolutely no shame. Every, for 5 minutes, she goes and hits her head in Tirupati and all the other temples. At that time, she becomes so weak. Why does she want a Hindu god's, blessings when
Blessings.
all her serials are against our deities? I don't understand. And she has 100 rings on her fingers. What's she scared of?
Yes,
God will
yeah,
punish them all one day.
no doubt.
Maybe Deepika is in hospital for plastic procedure or detox. We assume the worst for Bollywood.
Ekta auntie also like Karan auntie says rough here. I don't know why younger girls need plastic surgery because to survive in Bollywood you need to do a lot of Botox operations. You need to do facelifts. You need to look perfect. So that's why. So you
Yeah,
can take this.
yeah, moving on to Sonali Phogat's news. Goa police did a good job. All evidence has been handed over to CBI, says whose Chief Minister Pramod Sawant. Sawant came to Chandigarh to meet the family of freedom fighter Karnail Singh, uh, Benipal in Banola village of Ambala. The Goa CM visited the village and handed over a citation of rupees 10 lakhs to Benipal's widow Charanjit Kaur. During a trip to Chandigarh on Wednesday, Pramod Sawant claimed that the Goa police have handed over all evidence collected in the probe into the alleged murder of BJP leader Sonali to the CBI, reiterating that the Goan police meticulously investigated the case before it was handed over to CBI. Sawant said the investigation of the murder case was given to the CBI. The Goa police has done a thorough job investigating the case, but the deceased family has been demanding a CBI probe from the very beginning. The family had also met with Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar and demanded a CBI probe since the family was wanting a CBI probe. We decided to hand it over to CBI. The truth shall be unveiled. Sawant came to Chandigarh to meet the family of freedom fighter Karnail Singh Benipal. Now, speaking to the media persons on the occasion, he said, Goa got independence 14 years after the country's independence. I salute all freedom fighters who were involved in Goa's liberation and struggle. Freedom fighters had then come to Goa from various parts of the country. Many were from Punjab and Haryana. Among other places, a memorial marking their contribution has been built near Patra Devi. We are considering the proposal to name a road to the new international airport in Goa after Karnail Singh Benipal. As you all know, Sonali Phogat died on August 22 and 23, the night of that. Now, Sonali's family has been alleging that there was a larger conspiracy behind her murder in a recent Khap Mahapanchayat in Hisar. The family had also pointed fingers at a senior politician seeking a CBI investigation into his possible role in Sonali's death. However, so far, the CBI has not said anything about any politician's role in her death. Let me take some comments here. God doesn't punish, their karmas are enough. Ma'am, Alt News and Alt Balaji connect the dots. Yes. I like your optimism, sounds logical. Let's keep up the pressure. Boycott Bollywood, says Newbie. Was she the influence of drugs? Was she on? Yes, could be. When Ranveer got married to Deepika, he behaved as if he won a lottery. Justice for SSR, boycott of
Yes, Lane.
Bollywood. Slayer. Aishwarya got plastic surgery and Botox.
Rather, I would say, with regards to Aishwarya Rai, is it's a perfect case of Botox gone wrong, right? With
Yeah.
regards to enhancing your looks.
Sharing, welcome sharing. Ranveer does not know who all have used Deepika. But then Twinkle Twinkle, never a star. Newbie, PFI has dissolved itself after the ban. A strong warning to all the anti-nationals. Just a week back, we were not sure all this would happen. The government is doing what is right. Gayatri, Lakur, I also noticed she covers her face with hair. We can hardly see her ears. It's so irritating. Maybe she is hiding something. She's hiding, I think her cheeks have bloated up a lot, so perhaps because of that. Newbie, boycott Bollywood is giving so much pleasure. Boycott Vikram Veda. Boycott, says Maya. Both like mal or cigarettes, to be more precise. Sharing, welcome, sharing. Phogat was very, very irresponsible. Who parties like this when you have a daughter waiting for you?
She was trapped,
Justice.
Kalindi.
See, Kalindi, it's a nice question that you asked. See, most of our life we were in Dubai, and in Dubai, as you know, it's a very fast life. People, it's just like everything is so jazzy. Now here, See, when I was there, my son was very young, and most of the people I knew would party, usually on Saturday nights, and wake up very late on Mondays before they go to office. Have these what you call hangovers and all that. But at that time, I was also working at that time. I felt it's essential I felt that it's essential that as a mother of a son, I needed to be more at home with my husband. Not as in only supervising his homework, but also to show him that see we are together in a lot of ways. Because what happens when children also see parties and they see a lot of alcohol and all these happenings, they also feel that see life is so trivial. So it's very important that you sacrifice a little bit of your life to make your children stable adults. And then after that, you can do whatever you like once they're independent and they go off. So what you said is such an important point, Kalindi. Very well said. Justice for SSR. Gay Joe looked at his audacity. He looks like a queen and is crushed for Mrs. Funnybones and planning to get married to Ekta Kapoor. But then your sense of humor. Minaji, try to add Kalamkari, Pochampally, Ikat in your dress collection. They are our South India's artistic, beautiful making. Let's promote the poor artists and our art. Certainly, if I get the yes chance, I'll do. I'm not
We'll
giving
make
it
a
much
note of
thought.
it, Jeevan.
But yes. Thank you so much. Yes, Aishwarya looks very different now and has also gained weight. Thank God this time the press didn't say she's pregnant. I think she's now 50 years old, Sid. So it's high time she slipped into mother's roles. Boycott politicians along with Gutterwood. Then they will learn the power of common people. Now, here I'd like to talk about a video that has gone viral. Now, our little baby penguin has gone to visit, Buddha Dadur, and his sister. So, why he has gone to visit them, God alone knows. But seems like there is some fear in his heart. Just like Dadu was so scared recently and had to run to the police to, arm himself with a revolver. Same thing, this guy also seems to be scared of something that is going to come in the future. So, in case you want to see that video, you can see it on Twitter. How do you
It's on
say
Instagram.
Botox has gone? Yeah. How do you say Botox has gone wrong? I can't see in her latest picture. Now, see, what happens is when Botox goes wrong, so you'll see, as in the case of, let me make it very clear, in the case of Katrina Kaif, her eyes have become like slits. Now she looks more like a Japanese lady, because her eyes have become very tight. And similarly, in the case of Aishwarya Rai, to remove the wrinkles from your cheeks and your other parts, what you do is you lift, do a face uplift and also do Botox. So what happens is the cheeks become, more, they put in these fillers, so it becomes more full, and her lips also, she's made it very, very, what you say, voluptuous with whatever collagen or with silicone or whatever. I don't know what are the materials they put into it, inject it to you. So this has been noticed by everybody in the movie Ponniyin Selvan. And what trolls have been doing is have been trolling her to say that, see, what's happened to your face, and why are you hiding it, under your hair? So this is something that, was in the news recently. Same with Madhuri, can't stand her, yes. Justice is not like 2 minutes Maggie noodles. Courts will not do anything without incriminating evidence. In case of PFI, the agencies collected all that before the raid. So the PFI had no
Yes,
chances.
very rightly said, Karthik. Because all the evidences of PFI was collected beforehand, and that's how PFI has been banned successfully by the center for 5 years, and their operations have completely been banned. Meera says Madhuri Dixit to terrible Botox job when they want to cling their youth, which is long
Why do they
over.
want to cling to their youth?
Yeah, but I do feel that Madhuri Dixit's cosmetic surgery is quite fantastic.
No,
In
now
the
it has
sense that-
changed.
Oh,
No, now
okay.
it has changed. Yeah.
Because
So
because
yeah.
because
So
she
here,
has a husband who is in that field.
yeah. No, he's not in that field. He's in another field. So here, what I would like to tell you, friends, Just as an interesting anecdote. Okay. See, I had my great grandmother in Kerala. So my mother used to tell me stories about my great grandmother, and that she had a skin that had absolutely no wrinkles. So she used to take care of her, her skin and her body, though she was, over 80 years. So she would eat food very slowly. Like she would count the number of times she would chew food, and she would not go too much in the sun, and she would use coconut oil and bathe regularly. So massages and everything was very regular. And she used to take care of her hair. She would make liquid of hibiscus flowers, and put it in her hair. So my mother was saying you could never imagine what a beautiful lady she was. Even when she died and her body was kept, she was a beauty even then. So these natural things today, India has so much in surplus, friends. As in Ayurveda, use these products, to look after your skin, and forget about all these chemicals and these injections. Try to age gracefully.
I mean, to all the viewers here, I would like to add is that look at how your grandparents lived. They lived. They had certain habits of eating, sleeping at a certain time, and those habits really made them look naturally wonderful. Without like these Bollywood stars, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. So Aishwarya and Gauri Khan look like two plastic dolls now with so much Botox.
yes.
Agencies ensured PFI had nothing to defend itself, that now you finish your enemy. Gayatri, it looks like Ash was on the influence of drugs. She has the audacity to have and come to face the live audience. Can't believe my eyes. Bardhan says, in Ulti Kopri's language, if only Ranveer knew who all they have used their tractor in Deepika's farmland, he would be shocked and scandalized. And then it would not be a lottery even over for him, ever for him. I feel that Deepika's story of depression is totally made up. Mira, Botox as such is not the reason. After a certain age, your skin will start to lose the tautness, and no amount of Botox can help to stop that. Vladimir, PFI is far from over. Quite a few fled to Bangladesh. Their families are living in West Bengal. Today, Arindam Sarkar led a huge protest to state inaction. Lots of drama going on, yes. Maya, yes, ma'am. If we take oil massage daily, our skin will glow. My grandmom used to use
Yes,
this, says
Maya.
Maya Kulshrestha. Yes. In fact, Maya, if you look at any of the Ayurvedic treatments that are happening in all these spas, these are all meant to make you look good, and you don't need to see anyway. As you grow old, you need to grow old gracefully. How much you can, push it a little back with these ingredients, well and good. Arnab Goswami, sir, is Lion King of media. I pray he'll speak up again on Sushant Singh Rajput.
Yes, Sophia.
Meenaji, there is a plant called Arogya Pacha in Kerala, which is supposed to give a huge boost to one's energy. Kerala had a rich heritage of traditional medicine. We should talk about it too. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. In fact, Karthik, we are inviting a doctor who's a very big specialist in Ayurveda. His name is called Dr. Nedegadi, and he said he will be available soon for us to have a conversation with him, and his daughter also, who's in the same field. So hopefully you can ask him this question as well. Jumping Jack is always pumped with Botox. Meena ma'am, have you heard of Karan Mehra and his wife's case where the wife put false allegations on him and poor fellow is fighting tooth and nail for his home and son's custody? And where the wife is now sleeping with her Raki brother, this is what society has become. Sometimes women have also become very evil and exploiting their
Yes,
feminism.
rightfully said,
Yes,
Shalini.
there's up to what a joke. Yeah, let's move
Yeah.
on to the next piece of news. Janet.
So coming to the next piece of news is with regards to Arnab Goswami and the TRP case, and the latest is that the ED has filed a charge sheet before a special court in Mumbai, in which it is confirmed that no evidence was found against Republic Media in the fake TRP case. And on Wednesday, the judge of the Special Prevention of Money Laundering Act took cognizance of the charge sheet. It is pertinent to note that Parambir Singh, facing a probe by central agencies in the Antilia bomb scare, and Mansukh Hiran murder case, confirmed that the TRP case against Republic Media Network was a hoax and part of the planned conspiracy against Arnab Goswami. Now, during an interrogation by the ED, Singh also alleged that ex-police officer Sachin Waze was taking instructions from Anil Deshmukh, the Home Minister back then, in the TRP case along with other cases. The charge sheet was filed by the ED categorically said that the investigation by the Mumbai police and the charge sheet filed thereof was at variance with the findings of the ED. Now, according to the charge sheet, the panel households denied taking money to watch Republic TV or Republic Bharat. The charge sheet said that the regional managers who admitted to paying household panels to watch particular television channels denied doing the same for Republic TV. There was no indication of Republic TV or Republic Bharat engaging in these practices either by statement or by digital data evidence. So Hansa Research had filed a complaint against one of the employee, Vishal Bandari, who confessed to having received money to pay to bar panel houses to watch the India Today channel for 2 hours a day. So this is huge. Hansa Research had filed a complaint against one of the employees, Vishal Bandari, who had confessed to receiving money to pay to Bark panel houses to watch the India Today channel for 2 hours a day. And the complaint filed by Hansa Research and a FIR filed by the Mumbai police in the case named India Today multiple times. However, on 8th of October, Arnab Goswami and Republic TV's name emerged seemingly out of nowhere. So, friends, it is a very good news for Arnab Goswami, and I do remember, we do remember how Arnab Goswami and the whole of Republic TV was subjected to so much of mental and physical torture during the time of Uddhav Thackeray and Parambir Singh and Waze. They filed a fake TRP case, and also they filed another case of the Anvay Nayak case, if you remember back then. Then Parambir Singh had arrested Arnab Goswami, and then Arnab Goswami was made to drink some sort of liquid also, if you remember. So Arnab Goswami has been through a lot, and it is quite good to know that he has come out of this fake TRP case, and it is interesting to note that people were paid money to watch India Today for 2 hours. So that's how they got viewership, and they could increase their advertising revenues. So, but now is the perfect time, like I mentioned before, for Arnab Goswami to pursue the SSR case. Right now, everything, the coast is clear. Right, like what is stopping him from pursuing the SSR case? You're taking up the 9 o'clock debates and asking the CBI for an update on the SSR case. This is the right time to do it.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
fact, here I would just like to say something which Anuradha, our viewer, has pointed out. I had written that please boycott Taimur ke Ba, Saif Ali Khan, the man who has helped spread anti-Sanatana Dharma scenes in most of the series. So please boycott Vikram Veda. Now, so what Anuradha has said is this has become one of the top tweets, in boycott Vikram Veda. So it's very good, friends. Be active. Make sure that your messages are heard, and this is the right social media for you to do that. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
These
and
people.
speaking of boycott Bollywood, I bet Avatar 2, which will release in December, will also not have the kind of success that Brahmastra 2 has, according to Karan Johar. So that's quite hilarious.
So one of the first things, Jaidev, is that, see, we're glad that Arnab stands vindicated. It's a victory
Yes.
for him and for the truth of his journalism. So may God bless him. And now Karthik says, these people who work so much on their faces forget that it is the diet that affects your skin much more than your treatment. That's why when you start working out, you lose fat much faster from your face. Now, they surely want to kill Arnab, but Arnab exposed them. These gutter
Yes.
products keep abusing their health with drugs, alcohol, and expect to remain young forever. What a joke. May God bless Arnab, says Athira. Boycott Vikram Veda. Badhan. Last I saw of MD, she was making videos on cooking poha with her.
Madhuri
In
Dixit,
fact,
yes.
I want to tell you, newbie, very interesting thing. See, since I like also sabudana khichdi, I said, see, let me follow her method. She and her husband were busy doing it, saying that there's no method better than that. So what she did was, she said, to steam the sabudana in a pressure cooker. Now, this is something we don't do. So I said, maybe she has beads of wisdom which we don't know. And I tried the method. And you won't believe it. The whole upma became a soggy mess. So that's the last time I decided I will watch this lady and her husband. It was so terrible. Times Now was also included in this dirt. They wanted Republic to go down and be number one. 25 lakhs was given to Wazi. Let's be watchful of all these channels like Times Now and India Today. And Smriti, how Navika keeps making U-turns whenever her bosses are displeased. Kalindi, Karan Mehra's wife Nisha, had participated in Kangana's show where she was supported by Kangana and Ekta. I can see how they support fake feminism. Yes.
Yes, Dhanashri.
Haha.
What a
What a
recipe, sir.
recipe. Yeah. Let's take on more. Yeah. Maya says today Arnab came out with a full TRP act and showed how two media houses, India Today and Times Now, are under the scanner.
Yes, Maya.
MD is desperate to be the Dhakta girl again after her so-called comeback. She's been trying a decade for that. She forgot that she's old enough to be a grandma now. Maya says Shan Bhatt here in Bangalore is a very famous psychiatrist. Deepak's foundation that she started with him was probably the reason for her to talk about she being depressed. Don't know if it is genuine. In Kerala, coconut oil is a solution to everything. Actually, coconut oil works wonderfully on your skin as well. Here, Manjushri, let me tell you, see, coconut oil also, if you want to have a very clean dental hygiene, after you brush your teeth, always apply coconut oil to your gums, and your gums will be as strong as ever. Morning and night, if you can do that, and it will also stop mouth odor. So this is also another very important thing that friends that you could
And
follow.
many people also say that coconut oil can reverse Alzheimer's also. Yeah.
Yes. Ma'am, one good news is no one is bothered about PS in both Telangana and Andhra. I pray daily that it should also meet the fate of Brahmastra. Yes.
Yes, Sunita.
Why should she need plastic surgery and Botox?
Yeah, this is. In fact, Avatar made only 75 million in its first weekend. Everyone wrote it off as a flop. After that, it was a meteoric rise. It became the biggest blockbuster in 2010. Yes, Karthik. And now you have Karan Johar and his PR people saying that Brahmastra made the biggest first weekend box office success. So it's quite hilarious.
Yes,
Coconut oil
exactly.
is very good for
Yeah,
oil
oil
cooking.
pulling. Yes, that's the method. It's called oil pulling. And I've noticed that, earlier I used to have a little bit of bleeding in my gums. And I used to always wonder as a child, what was wrong. But now, ever since, we've learned this, we do this regularly, and you always realize that your breath, you don't need all these Mentos and all to keep your breath clean. This is the best method. And then again, for women, very importantly, whenever you put makeup, the easiest way to take off makeup is to use coconut oil, and it's very kind to your skin. Yeah. Moving on to the next topic. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is for you.
We really don't know the real truth about who is Sri Ram Nene and what he really does for a living. It's only media reports, isn't it? You see, he apparently, from what we heard from people in the US is that, see, he botched up on some case, and his license was taken away, and he was not even allowed to practice in India, and that's why he's going into recipes that he doesn't know, and recipes that are misguiding us as well. Madam Jackie Jaydev sir, happy Navratri. Yeah. Ankita's father to blame RSS members' Facebook post provoke outrage. FIR has been filed against a local Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh member over Facebook posts that appear to blame Ankita's family, particularly her father and brother, for her death, the Dehradun police said. In the now deleted post on why he didn't join the protest to seek justice for the 19-year-old, Vipin Kamwal described her father as the biggest culprit in the tragic turn of events for allowing his daughter to work at a resort in a forest that was known for debauchery. It was like putting raw milk in front of the male cats, Vipin said. Ankita was found dead in Chilla Canal in Rishikesh on September 24, 6 days after she went missing on September 18. The 19-year-old had started working as a receptionist at Varantara Resort in Uttarakhand's Pauri district on August 28th. Her first job to support her family and her ambitions. She was killed much before she could get her first salary. The area revenue police officers initially sat tight on her family's complaint that she was missing, allegedly under pressure from the resort owner Pulkit Arya, son of the now expelled BJP leader and former Minister Vinod Arya. The state police moved into action after public outrage over the case, both on social media and across the state, after it turned out that Ankita went missing after she resisted an alleged attempt by Pulkit to push her into prostitution. Pulkit and the two other employees were arrested, and his father was expelled from the party. It was against this backdrop that Vipin Kanwala put out his post on Facebook on Monday, September 26th, according to police complaints. In this, he also referred offensively to Ankita's family living off their daughter's earnings. Police said an FIR has been registered against Vipin, who described himself as a member of RSS. He also filed, Vijay Pal Singh Rawat also filed the case against him, said the statement promotes enmity in the society and has hurt the sentiments of the people of Uttarakhand. Now, if this is also yes. So I think that fairly covers what has happened. Now here, friends, what I would like to say is that, see, in this case, this Pulkit's father has absolutely no shame. When questioned about his son, he's saying he's a very Sida Sada army, which means a very straightforward man who was just doing his work. This shows how much the father knows about this lecherous son, who was running a prostitution center in the resort. So these people should, they have been removed from the party. They have to be punished. This is not enough.
And whatever political party, irrespective of the political party, if a person has committed a crime, he should be punished. There's no other way, about it. So, Dr. Neela will make money only till the hype is there, maximum a week. If there's nothing to watch it, it'll be a flop to looking at a track record of money of the Guru, says Karthik. Yes, coconut oil helps produce ketone bodies, which helps the brain. Yes,
another thing friends, that I would like to say, see, as an artist, I used to always struggle with my brushes after painting with oils, and the brushes would never, the paint would never come out. And I think I've been struggling for at least 10 years over this. Then I started using coconut oil, and the paint would come off my hands and everything so easily. I don't know. I mean, coconut oil, there are some things in Kerala that you use, every bit of the plant, just like the jackfruit tree, coconut, and so many other trees that we use everything. For example, if you talk about the cow, a cow is the most, an animal that we should pray to, because every part of the animal gives us something, and milk, or you're talking about cow dung, which is useful for cancer and so many other things, and the urine, everything. So, we sometimes, I think we Indians are rather stupid, we look towards West for knowledge, but the knowledge lies within us, our culture. 204 people watching, please hit the like button. Gayatri, thank you so much for that. Friends, why are you not putting a like. It's very important for us. If you want this channel to grow, please don't be lazy. Just press the button and then continue watching us. We should have some naturopathy tips sessions. Meenaji and Jaydev has a lot of knowledge regarding natural items. Please do share with us. Actually, even in Kerala, because it's Ayurveda is so rampant, and I decided about maybe about 10 or 15 years back that I would completely stop taking English medicines. So that's how I moved on to Ayurvedic medicines and natural herbs like methi and fenugreek and all that. So there's been a big change, in my system because I somehow can't take American medicines. So I think this is a big change that people can do because good companies like Zandu, they bring so many good herbs, like ashwagandha. You can take all these, and it will always do good to your body. If Pendant can support Gaza Academy, no doubt action against PFI makes Kaval most worried. Yes, we love it.
Thanks, Anju. Thanks,
Press
Julie.
like button at the beginning. Thank you, Julie. Unless I see so many, so many likes, I'm not going to,
Thanks,
talk
Lakshmi.
anymore. I'm going to be silent.
Coconut tree is called Kalpa Vriksha.
Yeah,
Yes,
Lakshmi
you
says I always like first thing when I log into this. Thank you. West looking east, while east has been looking west. But this trend is over forever. The Indian kitchen cabinet is all the medicine cabinet that is needed. See, for example, when COVID started, what was this kashaya that we were having? It is only haldi, and ginger, and there are certain other herbs that you put into boiling water. That is what we've been following for the last 2-3 years, and we never got COVID. So if you're not in contact with public during this time, you're safeguarding yourself. Madam, are
No.
you a doctor or Jaydev?
No, Joshi.
Please,
We are not
Joshi,
doctors.
We're not doctors. We're just telling you what we've learned. Love all this knowledge you share, says Maya. Yes. So let's take some more. We should have some, yes, as you said.
We'll be
I use
inviting an
all-
expert, Jivan, who is a actual doctor. So he will be sharing the tips, not us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jeevan, see, another thing that I learned is that, see, I've started growing plants. And what I learned is that, see, never use pesticides, okay? What you can do is, you have neem oil. All you do is put it in a bottle with water and spray the leaves, which have fungus or any insects. And these leaves will grow beautifully and you won't have any problem with your plants. If a wall is made of brick, cement, and sand, it is best repaired with the same. Similarly, body is made of 7 nutrients, so it's best repaired with the nutrients. Yes. After PM Modi came into power, insurance companies cover Ayurvedic treatments too. Here also an interesting thing, Meera, is that sometimes, many of us always wonder, where does this energy come for Modi ji? Modi ji consumes, he's a vegetarian, he consumes a certain form of mushrooms, that give you a lot of energy, and I don't know what is exactly the name of those mushrooms, but I read about it and I heard that this is one of the reasons why he remains healthy because his diet is very good. He has these mushrooms. He does yoga regularly. He meditates, and he's also what you call a teetotaler, and all these things. I mean, make him his philosophy. Everything makes him such a
Vegetarian.
good human being. Are those, yes, brown mushrooms? Yes, I don't know the name, Maya. So, when it comes to Ayurveda, certain companies can be avoided, like Himalaya, which is is a Muslim company. Yes,
Yes,
meant to
Vidya.
promote PDP issues as it is ROPO. Yes, well said. Yes, I do grow need ginger and turmeric. Our goddess Earth is worshipped. Ma'am, it's been said coconut oil is as precious as mother's milk in
Yes,
this
well
world.
said, Sunita.
Please also cover the food shortage crisis in year 2023, an agenda of the elitists. Yes, the Illuminati. Yeah. I love as well include in my in my spinach. Yes. Even for crops, they're using organic farming techniques where no synthetic pesticides, used only herbal products. I follow Ayurvedic medicines too, said Julie. Even dried cow dung used during Havans has medicinal properties. It's even used to kill mosquitoes along with neem leaves.
Yes,
Now here,
Tanushri.
yeah, I would like to say something about Maya. Maya has a lovely daughter who is, working on creating alternatives for meat in the lab. So they are producing products which are not meat, but that taste like meat. And it has been taken very well by the people who have it. Now, Maya, let me just tell you my experience with this, with the people who have tried it in India. And I was very disappointed with the few products that have come, like Tribe and Dot. They've also said this same thing, but none of their products taste like meat. So they're just fooling the public. I hope you could tell us more about what your daughter does and what is the product name. Meenaji, your channel is not only about giving news but inspiring us to live better. As I said earlier, my health improved after venting out here
Thanks,
and
Jeevan.
using tips.
Very nice to hear that.
Even dried cow dung, yes, as you said, Dhanushi. See, there was in between I had a time block where I used to say that, see, how can you consume, gawak, which is actually urine of cow. So, I was wondering, because it's very good for your body. Then when I was talking to a person who specialized in this, she said, ma'am, you just take it. Don't worry. It's all distilled and everything. You don't have to worry at all. Then I bought a bottle of gawak. And regularly I had that. And yes, it did make me feel good. But then somehow I moved on to other, things also, and got over that, but it's definitely very good. I've also been a happy vegetarian. Ma'am, please suggest movie names so that we can watch. Definitely. There are a lot of movies that I've seen which are really good. I will put them in our chat. So I think with that, we come to the end of our session. So we come to the end of our session. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, friends, for such a lovely, conversation, because it moves from movies to what is happening in the big bad world of Bollywood, and then we move on to medicines and what we can eat. So it's all a very, very interesting conversation that we all have, and it's mainly because all of you are so interesting and intelligent that we share such ideas. So Janelia and Ritesh did something like that. Veg meat and Kit Kat launched makeup. Bollywood is branching out. We need to watch out. Yes. My daughter-in-law is in the quality control department of the company using meat and milk substitutes, using genetic engineering. She's in San Jose. Very
Oh,
proud to hear
good
this.
to hear,
Yes, Maya.
Maya.
Yes. Yeah. Give her our love. And also please ask her if she can come on our channel and speak to us about this, because I find this a very interesting topic. We love Jaydev and Meenaji watching you as a hurricane has passed. Take
Thanks,
care,
Sanju.
Anju. Yeah, take care. Why are bodies now going suddenly vegetarian? They are either core lal mas people along with vegan. Exactly. Thank you, Leela. And good night to all of you, friends. From Jaydev and me, we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.